Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for you got it, Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I look at everything, but we take more time to look into the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes. Because most of the time, you're not connected to your twin flame. But even if you are, we're still going to focus on those spiritual blocks. See, the universe brings us people to teach us how we are out of alignment with the laws of the universe. The laws of God are the same as the laws of the universe, which are this, it's the same exact thing as the laws of nature. So the laws of nature, the laws of the universe, the laws of God, and the laws of love all are the same thing. And that energy of love is inside of you, that supernatural energy that actually transcends love and space. So we can feel a past life karmic mate with ESP the same way that we feel a soulmate. A lot of times karmic mates get confused for soulmates and vice versa. And that's because the lessons are hard. The lessons are hard because they're from childhood. And then those themes have continued played out within your relationships or just within your life, within your finances, whatever, just within your life. But you would notice them in the areas of life that weren't working. And the parts of life that weren't working is the parts of ourselves that we tend to create masks. We create illusions. We try to make our life look better than it actually is. So understand those parts of self that you are pretending to be someone else to create the illusion are parts that you've rejected. So what'll come to you are people that also would then create illusions about who they are, and they would be making their life look a lot better than it actually is, because like goes to like. You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. There's many a story that I've heard of a swindler that says that they have a lot of money and they get this person to like move across country because that person says that they're a millionaire, that they have all this money, that they've staged this beautiful life. And when they move across country, there's no life. It's a sham. And then the person feels as if they have been betrayed. They feel as if, they were sold something that they didn't get, and that is betrayal. So understand, I've seen that many times within my career as a psychic, and I've seen how traumatic it is, and I also see how much trauma it creates, because betrayal creates only more betrayal. So betrayal could start off as just a lie, and it could go all the way to infidelity. So understand, again, the trauma doesn't matter whether the trauma is a little trauma or a big trauma. There's only two energies, love and fear, and that's the way that the universe scales things. So parts of yourself that you detach from, that you wear the mask, that you disassociated from, that you don't like, are considered negative energies. So, and parts of yourself, that's the true self that come from the higher self, and the higher self is always channeled through unconditional love. So you can definitely feel the difference. Just the same way as when you're in a good relationship, you see what that looks like compared to when you're in a toxic relationship. Toxic relationships, there's always problems, unnecessary problems. So, we can see it, but the problem is a lot of times we don't understand how we got there. So these readings will again help you understand how you got there, not just what this person's going to do, because who cares? A lot of times they're not going to act the correct way, or even if they do, they haven't done enough of the healing to really, for it to be a good relationship. A person could really desire to be with you, but if they haven't done any healing, it doesn't matter. is that they need to like do what the healing themselves. And being that there's a lack of spiritual education, a lot of people don't. So they just go from one relationship into another relationship. And I shouldn't say that there isn't enough spiritual education. There is, but how to apply it to life, there's a lack of that. And that's what this channel does. It helps you heal the effects of trauma because it teaches you how to integrate your spiritual blocks so you can transcend the limitations of your mind. You will then need to transmute the negative energy, but you always get direction on how to do that. All right. I just needed to put that out there. Now, if you want to enter into a free reading with me, you need to be open to getting a shadow reading. You need to tell me what channel you found me on. You need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. If you forget the word of the video, it will be in the comment bar, along with my new coaching link. Really excited about launching another coaching program for you guys. It's all about healing. You have to heal the effects of trauma so that you can really fight the war on consciousness that's happening right now. Because really what's happening without, which we know is out in your outer world, is actually a reflection on what's happening inside. And too many people, again, are thinking the same, on the same vibration. And that's because what they're seeing. They haven't healed, they haven't evolved. There's a detachment from God, from the universe, from those spiritual laws that we need to know to integrate. And that's, we can, when you're actually learning the spiritual laws, you have to embody the consciousness. It's not just learn it, it's that you actually embody it. And that's through becoming different, doing different things, creating new habits, directing your energy elsewhere. That's the art of transmutation, turning fear into fire. A lot of times taking pain, a horrible experience, and channeling it into purpose. Many times someone dies right before they hit their glory. Something happens in their life. Many times a tragic thing happens, and that we can prevent ourselves from moving forward because we get caught up in the emotions, where really Spirit says it's all about keeping the focus on what you love, what you're passionate about, what you desire, because that's the connection to the universe. It's your connection to every single person in the universe. That's what the universe is always trying to do, bring us back to that place of unconditional love. So the word in the video is stubbornness. That's the underlying energy, where you're connected to someone that knows damn well what they did. They know that they're wrong. They know that they should have given you an apology. They're holding back. They don't want to seem weak. And it's also the fact of, I don't want to take responsibility because I don't really know what I want. And it's not really because they don't know that they have feelings for you. I feel like it's where they are within their life. So, but their stubbornness, I also feel like ruined this connection. So they're trying to figure things out on their side, which is, I feel like I would like to be in a relationship with you, but I'm holding back because I know if I come into your life, you're going to expect something because I didn't give anything. And I really don't know what I want to give. I don't know if I can give. I don't even know where I am. I would love to have you in my life, though, almost as a friend, almost as somebody like, that gives them comfort, which why would you want to do that for somebody that was stubborn? This is, they're not looking to reach out to you to make that happen because they don't want to seem like the weaker. They also don't want to come in and be accountable right now. And I feel like it's because of whatever's going on in their life. And they also know that they've damaged the connection from holding back for too long, playing too many games because they were influenced. It's like, I feel as if you told this person what you needed for them to do to make you comfortable in continuing a connection with them. And They didn't do that. Instead, they asked somebody else. And I feel like they asked a karmic out of all people, people that didn't have their best interest, that pretty much was like, well, I don't really want you to like be in a good relationship. You don't deserve to be in a good relationship. So I'm going to tell you to be an asshole. And this person was actually an asshole because, I mean, in layman's terms, like, they were stubborn. They were not giving in. They breadcrumb. They didn't give you anything. They deliberately held back. They played games. They ghosted. They stonewalled. They used time and space to try to manipulate you. They talked to other people. They were given bad advice purposely. And then this person likes to follow the crowd. They're not strong within themselves. They're too insecure, as I said. They're not strong within themselves. So I feel as if like this person tends to always be pushed down by people to be submissive, but then they try to be in relationships where they do what's being done to them. See, they can stay connected to a karmic that puts them in submission and tells them what to do and can easily manipulate them through guilt. And really, that's really what it is, because that when you say what is the karmic, a karmic is a karmic because it's a lesson. It's that person's a lesson, and this person allows this person to influence them. And part of that is because this person had a really bad relationship before they got together with the karmic. And the karmic helped them out of it. And then they had children for some of them. Some of them had children. Some of you guys like are connected to someone that had children. Some of them didn't. Some of them just helped them create their career, help them birth something. So there is a bond or there was a bond, but this relationship went south a long time ago. And so, like I said, in order for this person, which is connected to you, that's thinking about you, to stay connected to the karmic, they have to be connected to someone else, because they don't get love from that person. They don't want love from that person. That person tells them what to do, puts them in submission, makes them feel bad. That karmic has to keep the person that's connected to you at a very low vibrational frequency in order for them for your person to stay submissive to them. So it's almost like 24/7. This person is working diligently to hold on to your person, and your person knows it, that they're being watched, that they're being manipulated, that they're being, they might have not seen it before, but they see it now. And so, like I said, what this person would do is they would create a persona, almost like they're rebellious, like they're tough, like they don't need love, that they're a bad boy, a bad girl, that they give this persona like they're the party girl, the party boy, that like that they're that person that just lives this life of luxury, when meanwhile they have someone at home that is connected to them that would probably want to be in a relationship but isn't getting that relationship, so they are dominating your person. So your person's like, well, I can stay in this low vibration and that makes me feel really good because they're getting attention from a lot of different people. So when you met this person, they weren't looking for a relationship at all. In their mind, their life was great. They had, the best of both worlds. Now, that doesn't mean that the karmic was happy, but the karmic put up with it. And it's almost like this person needs to seem like they're different. They need to see, like, for everyone to perceive them a certain way. So they really overdo it. They like that image of bad boy, bad girl. They like that image. And you know why? Because they don't have an image. Because what matters is what matters on the inside, not on the outside. Like this person's just reckless for the sake of it, but it's not for the sake of it. It's because that's their persona, because they wouldn't be able to stay connected to someone that is so controlling, so manipulative. They wouldn't have not seen how manipulative that karmic was. So it's almost like this person neglected you because they stayed in a situation, but they really neglected themselves. That's what they see now. And they have insecurity. But again, they're insecure because that karmic put them down, made them feel as if they need to be like perfect, like they don't have enough, that they don't have enough to give you. They don't have enough to, like, now they ruin the connection. So why bother come back? That there's going to be, like, again, the karmic is really trying to like make this person think that you would never take them back, that they ruin their connection. And so now the person that's connected to you is thinking to themselves, I really screwed up this connection for nothing, and they're pissed off. And the karmic is like just toying with them and thinking that it's really funny because they knew that they wanted to go to you. And the karmic is like green with envy. I think the karmic actually thought for a little bit, for a hot minute, they were actually going to take your place. But that never happened. That didn't happen. And now it's like the person that's connected to you is having a lot of anxiety because a lot of time has gone by because they were influenced by the wrong person. And again, like they were like very self-righteous. And now the irony is now they're getting that back from the karmic, judging them, where it's like they're the ones that influenced and they know it because they're like, I may not be able to control who you have feelings for, but I can control you. And that is going to control the feelings of whoever you're connected to. Because you held back, you've been giving to me. I've made sure of that. So it's who have you been, I told you needed to stay here. I told you that you needed to give to me. The whole time you're giving to me. And a person that you supposedly have so much feelings for, like you're gonna make wait. You're gonna make wait. So, and the truth of the matter is that your person is really insecure, and I feel like they were actually afraid to leave that karmic, like that the karmic was going to do something. So now they're haunted. They're haunted because they're actually seeing what they did. They're seeing like where they didn't see what they were doing in the beginning. Yes, in the beginning they were connected to that karmic, but the moment that this person was like, okay, I'm going to leave the karmic and go to you and be with you, which they had to know the relationship was falling apart. The relationship really wasn't working. Well, that karmic still acted like they were a friend. They still acted as if they had your person's best interest at hand. And so there's a sense of this person not really even knowing how to come back because they know they created a lot of illusions. And I feel like you feel like the relationship was an illusion to control you because this person you knew in the beginning of the connection was connected to somebody else. I feel like they told you that they were going to leave that connection or that they were leaving the connection. They lived two separate lives. So they were going to leave them, but the karmic somehow convinced them. And your person thought that they were not going to say anything, that they were going to hold on to that karmic for a little while and hold on to you because, hey, they wanted to please everybody, not caring about what you really want. Really, it would be keeping you in a place of total disrespect because they're connected to the karmic. The karmic has everything. And as long as the karmic is connected, the karmic doesn't care who they sleep with. They keep them in a low vibration. and so that they can continue getting. They don't really care about that. It's like the karmic created the illusion. Your person lived by that illusion, and then they thought that they were going to create this illusion where it's like you just decided you weren't going to play the game. So even though this person wants to come back genuinely, I feel now it doesn't matter because they did all that. They already showed you who they are. So there's resentment. And this person knows that they're in a place of regret because it happened for no reason. Because it's, again, that karmic knew that would create jealousy. And again, major trust issues. Now you see them as a disappointment because they abandoned you and they wanted to lie about it. And now the relationship is in a place of imbalance. So this person feels powerless because you're disgusted. And it all happened because they were stubborn. And it's because they didn't really know what they wanted when they first met you. And they just thought, well, and so now, like I said, they have a change of heart, but you don't see them the same way. You don't see them the same way. Abandonment issues. Again, it's like they came in and out of your life. They tried to breadcrumb you to like keep you on the hook, so that, but they kept doing it. And it's like, so any important holidays, any important anything, like if it was your birthday, if it was something to celebrate with you, they weren't around for it because the loyalty went to the karmic. And really, that's why you're disgusted with them because you're like, I don't care that you're insecure. You let somebody else tell you how to treat me. And because of that, I don't want to be with you. That's what I really feel like. And it's like, because it's like, you were not there for me. I don't care what the karmic told you. If you were my person, you wouldn't have made that mistake. That's the way that you feel about it. You feel about that. You're like, you know what? It's like you're a phony. You wanted to act superior in the beginning, but really your relationship would have constrained me because you're the one that doesn't really feel like you belong. Knowing that I would have went into a relationship having certain expectations that you weren't going to follow through on and never had planned to follow through on, which would have made me consumed in you. So it would have became a trauma bond. And you were in denial about my feelings. You were reckless with me. So of course I'm angry. So when this person does confront you, I feel like you're going to tell them that they were a troublemaker. They wanted to form an attachment again, which is where you're giving to them, but they're, acting like they don't really care. This person needs a lot of attention. So it was easier for them to stay in a connection that they're allowed to stay in a low vibration and connect to a lot of different people that are going to feed their ego and that they can create that persona of the party boy, party girl, here for a good time, not a long time. I'm a bad boy, I'm a bad girl, that type of image. This is what they wanted. And so at the end of the day, now you're not there and they're stuck with the karmic, and now all of a sudden they're not all fulfilled with that life. And you're like, doesn't matter that you're not fulfilled with it. You made a choice. You made a choice. We're just going to see what they're going to do. Even though Spirit says I really shouldn't do this part, but it's like, I want to know what they're going to do after they treated you not well. I want to text you, but I don't know what to say. So they would still like want to talk to you, but they wouldn't know what to say. It's like, please forgive me for not being there for you, being the one for you. It's like, again, because that's really what you're going to tell them. You're going to say, you're not the one for me. And they're going to, they're going to be sorry for it. Someday I'll realize you are the one who got away. So that's where they are right now. It's like, and what they're going to do. They're not going to do anything because they're too afraid. You don't want to talk to them. It's like, I should have been there for you. Please forgive me. I know that I should have been there. You're right. I must not be the one for you. You're too good for me. But in the end of the day, they already know that you're the one that got away. So you have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? What are you supposed to learn? And what you were supposed to learn is discipline, first inner child card out, self-sabotage, second card, loner, physical touch, time and attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more makes 6. Source. And we're going to pull 2 more from this deck. For 1. Okay. I will see this. These ones are harmony within and soul's calling. Okay. So you went through trauma, and I say that because there was no emotional support. I feel like whatever was going on in your home at the time, you didn't get enough love, you didn't get enough attention, you didn't get enough support. And physical touch is emotion, is connected to the emotion. And so it was not enough time and attention. Like I said, it's like that the parents didn't really spend a lot of time with you to teach you, to help guide you, to grow you. I feel like you were alone a lot, because it says a loner right here. And so there was a sense of not really believing that you could have love, because you were conditioned in an environment that you didn't emotionally get your needs met. And so when that happens, we tend to not discipline ourselves with the things that we're supposed to do, whether that's schoolwork, whether that's, if we take an instrument, playing, practicing, being disciplined enough to be consistent, to be grounded enough to be consistent, to emotionally be connected to something that you love in order to be consistent. You didn't have the nurturing or the support or guidance that your family said, go and take that. You'd be great at that. Don't worry, it doesn't sound that great. Try again. You were expected to know how to do things before you ever tried. You grew up in an environment that they didn't have patience for you. It was like one parent wasn't available, whether they drank, did drugs, weren't there, again, were carrying on another relationship with someone else. There was not a good relationship. It was like, or there was no relationship. And then there was just one person that, wasn't happy. And so a lot of their projection and not getting time and attention, and children that are loners is because they feel like that they don't feel safe. They feel more safe in just being by themselves. So again, that physical time. So you weren't disciplined enough to create yourself. As a child, that's when we're discovering things that we would be interested in doing. It's where we get lost in finding ourselves when we're a child. It's like that's how we go out and we do that. They're going out and playing and trying things and connecting to friends and learning. But you were a loner because you felt like there was something wrong with you because you didn't emotionally get what you needed. So in that, you were so stuck in the trauma that you didn't discipline yourself enough to create. And this is how you self-sabotaged yourself. So it might mean that you started things, but then you wouldn't finish. Or, you would get to the hard part in learning something and just give up. Where instead of push through, like you weren't consistent. You didn't give the whatever the passion was enough fire. And that's we give our passion fire when we're interactive in things that are associated with that passion to help us connect with other people. So being a loner and not really knowing and getting caught up and emotionally what you didn't get, you're staying in that, you stayed in that energy for a long time, possibly just not knowing how to create yourself and realizing that in order to like shut off from this connection, like meaning cut your energy, you had to discipline yourself to emotionally give yourself what you needed, to give yourself the time and the attention. And what you realized is you're never alone because God is always inside of you. And that you always had a good connection to the higher self, the universe, the God part of self that gave you divine guidance. So Spirit said, you're never alone because you're always with me. I live inside of you as a gift of the Holy Spirit. I am your supernatural power. Is again, there's a dust part of self and a deity part of self. The deity part of self is a higher self, and it's all knowing. We are not all knowing. We go through experiences that and live in certain environments that teach us something. So instead of you listening to other people, like again, with the parents were not showing you love, not showing you the guidance, not instead of listening to what they were showing you, you internalized as a place for safety because what they were telling you was wrong and you didn't feel safe. And that's so again, but being alone allows you to be a lot of times in that daydream and meditation state with a thinking state because you're not talking to someone, you're not engaged in what you're doing. Instead, you're in your head. And Spirit says, so you were too much in your head because of that trauma of emotionally not getting that you didn't discipline yourself. So again, that's how you would self-sabotage. And if you would have picked this person to give you the emotional support that you should be giving yourself, all you need to do is discipline yourself to be consistent, Source says, then you would never feel alone because I'm always with you. And because when you are co-creating, that's what you're doing. You're co-creating with the divine. So you're seeing that you're not in charge of the path. You're not in charge what steps to take in order to achieve that manifestation. That source gives you that information in the now. Only in the now do you get divine guidance through gut intuition, inner knowing that. And because again, that trauma like actually brought a gift. So even though you felt alone and you didn't create anything, Spirit says that's okay. It was like, because there's no mistakes. But now it's about transmuting self-sabotage, no longer giving your energy to other people for emotional getting supported. You do that yourself so you can attract people into your life. And so you pass the test, Spirit says, and then we let it lead. Pull one more card. And this one more card is this one. And this is balance. Spirit says, now work on balance. Find your balance between each sphere of life, meaning you have time for work, you have time to hang out with friends, you have time to work out, your physical health, time for your spiritual health. Make your life look like a pizza pie, that there are 8 squares in pizza. And that's so your life is always balanced. So you're always interacting with a lot of different people. So Spirit says, be the master of your daily life. So again, manage your time well. Make time to nourish the spiritual and the physical. As I said, make your life look like a pizza pie. There's time for work. There's time to work out. There's time for your spiritual health, time for friends, time for your hobbies, time. Make the time. Bring love to your world by fulfilling the needs of your body and your soul. Meaning fill your own cup up all the way. Like emotionally give yourself by being balanced Because when you make your life look like a pizza pie and you're really interactive in a lot of different areas of your life, you're connected to people. And friendships are something that happen over time. Bonds are something that happen over time. You prove who you are through your actions. So this isn't a talking thing. Oh, crazy Roberta. She shows up every Thursday at my jazzercise class. She's got two left feet. God, she doesn't know, and she talks a lot. But you know what? My car broke down, and Roberta came over with her friggin' mechanic tool. Didn't even know that she knew how to do that. Changed my tire, and then fixed my thing. And now I have a friend for life. And understand relation. You got to know Roberta. You saw good flaws, you saw bad flaws. It was again, but there was acceptance. You know why? Because you weren't dependent on Roberta. You were dependent on just fulfilling the needs of your soul and your physical health. Physically, I mean, needing that emotional is important, but nurturing yourself and connecting deeply to other people helps you heal intimacy, because spirit resides in every single person. It's our connection to each other, it's empathy. And when we connect to people that, teach us and show us, it gives us energy. It makes us feel good. It raises our vibration. That's what it is. When someone comes into your life and they show you, they teach you, they influence you. That's what life is about. And if someone's wronged you, that you're able to forgive because you didn't say, you ruined my life. It's because of you, where it's like, no one can take what's yours. You can forfeit what's yours by caring too much about somebody. And unfortunately, what you'll see is that somebody usually doesn't care as much for you. All right, I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon.